like your haircut. I'm overdue tomorrow. Seriously, my hair.
Well, I need her to tell me we're good. All right, good afternoon. I'm going to call this meeting of the Mayor and Council special call session to order July 1st at 5 p.m. At this time, let me see if I can get a motion to adopt this agenda.
Move to adopt the agenda. Second.
I have a motion to adopt the agenda in a second. All in favor? Okay, we have adopted the agenda. Is there anyone here who would like to speak in public comment? All right, seeing no one for public comment, I'll close that portion of the meeting. Let me move right into the only item on this agenda is the authorization for staff to apply for the GFA grant. Mr. Barber. Where is the microphone for Mr. Barber? Okay, so let me just say, because I don't know if people will be able to hear him yet, this is to approve an application for the Georgia Environmental Finance Authority, which is GFA, Septic to Sewer Program. All right, Mr. Barber, go ahead.
So we received notice of this not terribly long ago, and I didn't really pay much attention to it, except that I pushed it into the process. Carter and Sloop, who's one of our engineers, picked up the application, started working on it for us. Staff started working on their side. It's due tomorrow, and I can sign it, but it asks for authorization from the council to apply, right? Which is why we wanted to have a special call meeting. So the possibility, and I don't know what the funding is like or the number of applicants or anything, but the possibility is up to $3 million per project. And we've identified, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, 6, potentially 6 million in projects. So we're not going to have any trouble getting to a $3 million project number. If you're familiar with those areas, Liberty Pool is the group of neighborhoods east of Liberty in Douglas County. There's a single lift station called Weatherstone that's in sort of the southeast corner. So the east side of those neighborhoods is sewered and the west side is not. So River Cliff and those neighborhoods where Hudson Lake is are not sewered. So that'd be our maybe our first target. And then the next target would be the Edge Road, Maple Valley, Legacy group of neighborhoods, right, that are all septic. And then group 3 would be a hodgepodge of basically low developed streets, Harrell Road where Jeff used to live, Old Stone, where you've got a couple of roads off of there, that whole area, you know, Stockmar and Jaybird Lane and all that, where the other mayor, I don't know, I guess that's a coincidence where the mayors used to live. So that's group 3, and then group 4 I think is the least likely because it's no longer in the city, right? We annexed it, we put in water, we de-annexed it. Those are the roads across from the city, from the high school. So that's Emerald, Topaz, and Sapphire, and Rocky Branch. So that's what we think are the opportunities. The get for us, if we get this grant, is more sewer customers, right? And we're already selling water. So what I'm asking for is authorization to submit the application, and then we'll see what happens. And if it's approved, we're still going to come back and talk about it again and.
Okay.
All that.
That seems pretty simple to me. Council, does anyone have any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Got a question.
Go ahead.
If we get this and apply it, are the people required to come off septic tank and go to sewer?
No.
So it's still volunteer thing?
Yeah, we can't force them.
Okay.
But hopefully in the older neighborhoods, you're starting to have septic line, septic field issues, right? And so then people would have a little bit easier time making the decision about connecting. And then we would have to go through a process of deciding, is there a difference in the cost of them connecting versus a new person connecting. Because we've already got that established, right? It's $4,500 for a sewer tap for a new customer in a new home. What, 4,000 even? Okay, 4,000 even, not 4,500. So the question is, would we do that again or not? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we could do it more cost effectively as we put it in, so.
So what does the $3 million pay for? Does it pay for the tap on?
Putting in the line.
Just the line, it's not tap on?
Yeah, and it's not gonna pay for the line.
So it would cost a customer money
to
to
connect.
convert.
Plus, they're gonna have to put in the service line.
So it's
So
gonna be
look-
expensive for a customer, so why would
Let's-
they wanna do that?
Well, maybe because their septic field has failed, right?
I can understand if their field's
And
failing,
their yard doesn't perk anymore, and they can't reestablish a septic system,
They
right?
want to install a swimming pool.
Yeah, I mean, if
That's
the
right.
if the septic line is in your backyard, and then you basically made your backyard off limits to doing anything on top of it.
A
Of,
few,
of any.
a few
substance.
examples. Personally, both of our houses are on septic, so as a landlord, we're having to maintain that, take care of it, make sure it's not abused, which, sometime with rental, they'll put stuff in they shouldn't and everything else, so it takes away that maintenance. But I also lived in Port St. Lucie, Florida, where it did not perk. I could not do more than I had 3 kids, more than one load of laundry. I can't be the only one, so I know there are people where it's put in, they can't live their life normally and it be handled well. So there's some advantages.
I'll put in an oversized tank.
Does anybody else have any questions? So let me say, this seems like a no-brainer to me. Remember, this is grant money. It's $3 million of grant money for sewer lines that are going to go in somewhere at some point in the future. This is not like we're deciding here whether we want to spend or prioritize money that's in the city's budget to do this with. There are places such as Group 4, and I know that's no longer in the city, but you have that on here where they have houses whose septic tanks fail now. They're in really, really bad shape who would beg us to do this. So at some point, you're going to have this same kind of thing with all of these septic tanks. So it seems to me it's fairly a no-brainer here, but I can understand that we want to make sure that we, apply for these grants and use them wisely. If there are no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to allow the city manager to submit an application to GIFA for the septic to sewer grant program.
So, okay,
All right, I have a motion and a second to allow the city manager to submit an application to GIFA for the septic to sewer grant program. Any further discussion? All in favor? That's unanimous. Okay, you have that authorization, Mr. Barber. Do you have anything else to add? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. I have a motion to adjourn. Can I get a second? I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? Unanimous. We're adjourned.
that's still a 6-minute thing.